Hello everybody, this is Justin Killer, doing playing Black Rose Part 2. Now, just to let you know, you won't be seeing my picture of me on the recording because I've been having some technical difficulties, and it'll be a while before I can get that back up and running. So I'm going to try my best to just do the video of the game while you hear me play it. Now, this is Part 2, so there's not a lot I can say about it, but the first part, we knew that we had kept escaping from the girl, Myrtle, and it looked like what we found was a couple notes, a couple keys. We've gotten one part of the door open, and now we're in that one room where we found out more about the little boy that has been pretty much not liked by Michael, and we're about to continue to see where we can go next. We know where Myrtle's coffin is. We locked her up, so she shouldn't be around anymore. So let's see who else will show up in the second part. Now here we go with part 2. My name again is Justin Killer. Welcome to Black Rose. Here we go. Here's the first note. This might take a moment.
There are a lot of strange things I've seen around this place. For instance, the fireplace that isn't even a real fireplace. It's some kind of ladder shaft, but there's a tough metal grate fastened over it that appears to be controlled electronically, most likely by the lockdown system. I'm assuming the shaft leads down to the basement, but it must have been sealed off because it's not accessible from anywhere down there. Another thing I've started wondering about is a metal handle that's been sitting on Michael's desk for about a month now. I asked about it once out of curiosity, but he avoided giving me a direct answer. He told me it broke off of something. I had already assumed this, seeing as it's covered in dirt and rusted around the edges where it had clearly been attached to something for a very long time. Perhaps the biggest mystery I've encountered here is the place Myrtle always went for privacy.
Well, that was interesting of that part. It looks like Michael's not really trustworthy at all. And it looks like this gentleman, whoever he is, has been questioning things, worried about Myrtle. Possibly it could be Sullivan? Who knows?
She was often depressed, so she was always going into the downstairs hall on her way to wherever it was she went to be alone. However, she seemed to vanish. The only place she could have gone from that hallway is down into the basement, but I went down there one day to ask her something and I couldn't find her. I'm wondering if there's a secret room somewhere down there. After all, I did learn from Michael that this building is from the 1600s, long
it's
before
quite old.
A funeral home. Buildings as old as this one sometimes have quite a few secret areas.
Fun fact. Yeah, certain older houses do have really secret tunnels. Like, a lot of people in the older ages, 1600s to 1800s, used to like to do secret tunnels, passageways for safety reasons to escape whenever there's an attack or something. So, let's continue with this game. Uh-oh. Sounds like that kid's up to no good. And it sounded like a kid, too.
They still haven't
Here goes the next note.
Sullivan has been lying in his coffin now for 2 days, and Myrtle
Seriously?
for 3.
Wow.
Because Conrad
These people are
refused to
ridiculous.
touch Myrtle's coffin after her funeral, it had to be put aside so Sullivan could have his. Conrad still simply doesn't want to have anything to do with the burial of either of them, even if all he's doing is preparing a future grave without actually touching the coffins. I'm starting to wonder if he had some type of unpleasant encounter with Myrtle and Sullivan's coffins, or he heard some absurd rumor about their corpses. What's sad is that Myrtle and Sullivan don't have relatives who care enough about their burials to actually do something about this. Michael was embarrassed to have to tell all the relatives and friends that the actual burials couldn't be held yet. Even so, none of them objected. Maybe they just didn't see a point in doing so, considering the person they would be doing it for is already gone. I don't know.
Well, looks pretty bad situation for them. Their family don't even care if they're buried or not. Sheesh.
As far as feeling nervous around coffins, I do get a strange vibe now in the visitation room. The atmosphere in there is starting to feel different. The air feels heavier, a little bit oppressive even. It seems to be more noticeable today than it was yesterday. I'm not quite sure if I believe in ghosts or not, but it seems to fit what I've heard before about locations having uncomfortable negative energy due to evil or extremely upset spirits. Maybe it's just normal stuff the air.
Well,
there aren't any windows in there, and it is the middle of summer.
Yeesh. Wow. Alright. Gonna go down to the chapel. Oh, look like here's another note. There's a lot of notes in this one, so there's not probably going to be a lot of activity.
By stealing Sullivan's key card from the office. Mrs. Raines had been in there and forgot to lock it when she left.
Wow.
Nobody knows exactly how the kid figured out
the kid's name is Devin.
But considering what a flake his mother is, that's probably just something
called her
else
a
she
flake.
inadvertently compromised. They're burying Sullivan with a few of his belongings from the funeral home. I guess because he had worked here for so long and was so loyal to his job. Michael revealed that one of those belongings is Sullivan's key card. Of course, they would need to deactivate it from the system to avoid any breaches and the chance that it was stolen. But then again, Mrs. Raines would be the one who would do that. I discovered earlier today that Devin had stolen the system lock override key as well and hidden it somewhere in the building. This has got to be the most troublesome, ill-behaved kid I have ever encountered.
I don't know about ill-behaved, but you know what that term is. It's just, they're misbehaving, troublesome. So, alright, let's continue. Let's go in here to the chapel. Alright, looks like there's a newspaper over here. Alright, I'm going to read this real quick. I'm just going to sum it up. I'm not going to read the whole thing. Grief-stricken man killed by train after blinding himself. I will leave it on here so that way others can read it too. So if you want to read it, I'll leave it on here for a full minute. So, I'll read parts of it, and if you want to read it, you can. Now, it looks like 57-year-old Sullivan James is the one who died. He worked for the Chanmeyer Hills Funeral Home, and on Monday he was killed after he tripped and fell onto the tracks of an oncoming train. So, he fell down and got killed? So let's continue reading, might explain more. It looks like he was in a grief-stricken state of hysteria moments earlier his death. And he was breaking down because of Myrtle Varnworth's death. And it looked like she had a severe brain tumor. Yikes. And that's why she passed away. She died 9 days after the predicted date. It looks like James, devastated, apparently gouged out his own eyes using a scalpel from the funeral's home preparation room and managed to scramble out a nearby window. Sheesh. Now, it looks like Miles Treadman, an embalmer at Chanmeyer's Hills Funeral Home and a short-time co-worker of Mr. James, had begun to chase after the fainting man through the field behind the building, but was not able to catch him before he reached a nearby segment of railroad tracks and tripped, falling down on top of him. Now, it looks like Treadman and Fielder, there was witnesses too. They reported that James made no attempt to get up as the train came. Now, it looks like grief-stricken Sullivan James was killed on impact, the fast-moving train hitting him with such force that he was severed into 3 pieces. Holy cow. That's pretty bad. And it looks like there was 3 arrests made after this. They never buried either of them. Both are still here. Sullivan and Myrtle as children's. Picture looks a bit creepy, but you know how older photos are. Continue. There's something written on the back. They say if they take his rose, he wakes up. That's the only way his coffin will open. I heard that he also tears you into 3 pieces if he catches you. Yikes. Something's under the table. Uh-oh. No. Holy snap. Woo! They won't find it ever. That must have been Devin. There's a key here, it's labeled B room 2. So that must be the visiting room. Alright, there's the second key, it looks like. They stitched them back together. Wow, people. Alright.
service for Sullivan James. Please gather in the visitation room.
Uh-oh. That's not good. Alright, let's continue. Whoa! Wow. Well, that's a lot of activity. Oh, looks like here's another note. Alright, there's a key right here. But where is this at? I wonder. Alright. Looks like there's the grate they were talking about. Let's roam around a little bit real quick before we go in there. See if there's any other spots for where this key could be. Nothing in here. Well, that's the door I can't open. We've already went down to the chapel. Alright. See if we can go downstairs again. Yeah, it looks like we can. Alright, all the doors are open. Alright then. Oh snap, more activity. Alright. There's nothing in here. Oh shoot, it's a coffin. Guess this is Sullivan's coffin. Dare you, double dare you. Alright, there's a black origami rose lying on top of the coffin. Take it. Yes. We can't get out. We can't get out. Oh no. Oh no. No. Shoot.
Sullivan James was blind as a bat. Sullivan James fell down flat.
Crap.
Sullivan James
Let's see if we
is
can get out of here.
withered and blue. Sullivan James is coming for you.
No. I can't get out. Got me. Darn it. I could not figure out what was going on there. Oh. Man, oh man, oh man. Well, this is my video of Black Rose Part 2. I'm going to have to go through this again and try to figure out what it is. I'll do that on the side note. I'll show you a better video later on. Well, I hope you liked this video, and my name is Justin Killer. So if you like this video, just subscribe at the bottom, and, well, I'll have another video tomorrow. Have a great night, guys. Later.